Hello everyone and welcome to my Qingyi guide. Qingyi is the new S-rank electric stun unit in Zenless and she is a great unit with a good chance of staying relevant in the future. Her kit revolves around building up Daze with her combos. You have a 4-hit basic attack string that is quite unique. If you continually press the basic attack button, you will unleash a barrage of attacks. This is really great for building up Daze on the enemy. After doing this for a while, your 4th attack will be enhanced. You will see a tiny flash indicating that your 4th enhanced attack is ready. You can let go and your 4th attack will be launched automatically. Additionally, you gain more interruption resistance during your 3rd and 4th attack. Qingyi also has a charged attack. If you hold the attack button, you will do a heavy attack. You can use this to start a chain attack combo once the enemy is stunned. When Qingyi deals electric damage, she will fill up a meter at the top of the screen. This is the talent Flash Connect. When you have at least 75% filled, she will enter the Flash Connect state. She will use up the accumulated Flash Connect bar to enhance her charge attacks. You can hold the basic attack button to use the attacks and deal massive damage as well as Daze. The more Flash Connect you build up, the more damage and Daze will be dealt. Additionally, you will trigger perfect dodge if you time this ability just before Qingyi is attacked. Her dodge and dashes are nothing special though. Her dodge counter and normal dodge allow Qingyi to instantly enter the basic attack string at number 3, the one where she deals a lot of electric damage around herself. This also applies to all of her assists and X special attacks. Her special attacks all deal electric damage, with the normal one obviously dealing the least. Her X special has 2 versions, one tapped one and one held one. If you hold it, Qingyi will deal a bit more electric damage than the tapped version, but it will also cost a bit more energy. Her chain attack deals quite some electric damage in a huge radius and is affected by the passive that we will soon talk about. Her ult is not really worth using, it deals quite some damage as well as Daze, but you rarely ult on anyone else other than your main carry. Now let's talk about her core passive. Whenever the finishing strike of Qingyi's charged attack, the ones where you spend the Flash Connect meter on, hits enemies, she will gain 5 stacks of subjugation. These stacks increase the damage multiplier that enemies have while they are stunned. She can have 20 stacks and each stack increases the multiplier by up to 4%, so she can increase the damage multiplier of stunned enemies by up to 80%. Each rush attack during the Flash Connect state increases the amount by 1, so you can get 10 stacks after one Flash Connect combo. Additionally, if you perform a perfect dodge during this attack string, you gain 10 more stacks at the end, so basically capping it out. You also cap this passive out if you fight normal or elite enemies, since you gain double the amount of stacks. If you want to cap this passive out versus boss enemies, you have to include that perfect dodge or just do this rotation 2 times, which is not that difficult. To summarize it a bit, you want to deal as much electric damage as possible to stack Flash Connect. You then use it all up with your charged attacks that stack up your passive. The passive will increase the damage multiplier of stunned enemies. Luckily, Qingyi has a lot of ways to deal the electric damage. You can spam her basic 3 a lot, which makes stacking up the Flash Connect meter quite easy. Her additional ability is very easy to activate. She needs at least one attack type character or one faction member. Since she is a stun unit, you will most likely run an attack character with her that can utilize the increased damage multiplier. When this passive is active, her basics will deal 20% increased Daze, which is very good. If Qingyi has more than 120 impact, she will gain 6 attack per 1 point of impact, capped out at 600 attack. You reach the maximum attack increase at 220 impact. We will talk more about her stats now. Since the game released only a month ago, a lot of players won't be able to perfectly build her right away. I will still go through the stats and you can try to aim towards these goals. Your most valuable stat as a stun unit will be impact. This is further amplified by the impact to attack conversion. The other stats only really matter if you want to build her for more damage. Try to get 200 to 220 impact because your passive will cap out at this breakpoint. After that you can aim to achieve a nice crit ratio. The typical 1:2 ratio will work just fine on her, so try to get at least 70 crit rate and 140 crit damage. About at least 2k attack should be achievable with a great passive that converts impact into attack. About 10,000 HP should be enough as well. For talent priority, you should level up your basic attacks first, followed by your core passive and specials, afterwards your dodges. At last, you can level up your chain skills and assists. Let's talk about her drive discs now. You can go for a support or damage oriented Qingyi build. Both playstyles really want 4-piece Shockstar Disco as the main set. All of the effects synergize perfectly with a wanted playstyle. Support Qingyis can also go for 4-piece Swing Jazz though, but I really recommend 4-piece Shockstar Disco. Afterwards, your 2-piece set will depend on your wanted playstyle. You can either go for 2-piece Shockstar, 2-piece Swing Dress, 2-piece Thunder Metal, 2-piece Woodpecker or 2-piece Hormone Punk, depending on what you need or want more of. I personally think 2-piece Thunder Metal is the best. For main stat priority, crit rate or crit damage on disc 4 is the best. Disc 5 should be equipped with electric damage percent and disc 6 should always be impact. Her signature W engine Ice Jade Teapot is obviously the best option for her. She gains a lot of impact as well as a team-wide buff, which is quite rare for a stun unit. It is very easy for Qingyi to stack the passive of it, so you don't need to worry about that. Koleda's and Lycorn's signatures are great for her too, with Lycorn's W engine being a bit more synergistic for her kit. The Mara Battery Mark II is also good for her. She appreciates all the stats that this W engine offers. If you wanna go for more damage rather than Daze, you can choose this W engine instead of the other A rank engines. The other options are fine too, with 6 Shooter having the least synergy with Qingyi's kit. Steam often helps her with her high energy costs, and Fossilized Core makes her apply way more Daze to the enemy. If you don't care about her damage too much, you can also go for Vortex Arrow, but it's still not that recommendable since she can deal quite some damage. Now for Mindscapes. First of all, you don't need any Mindscape. Qingyi is a really powerful unit without them already. With that said, Mindscape 1 is already a really good powerhouse. You enter combat with your special meter Flash Connect already filled to the maximum, and additionally your accumulation rate of it is 30% higher. If the meter is filled, a charged attack will reduce the enemy's defense by 15% as well as increase Qingyi's crit rate against that target. Mindscape 2 increases the stun damage multiplier to 133% of its original value. This is a great buff for everyone in your team. Additionally, she deals 15% more Daze to the target when her core passive stack amount has reached the maximum. Mindscape 3 and 5 only increase all the skill levels, which is quite okay, and Mindscape 4 lets Qingyi gain a shield whenever she enters or exits the Flash Connect state. If she has a shield when that happens, she will generate 5 energy for herself with a cooldown of 10 seconds. If you are able to keep the shield alive that you get when you enter the Flash Connect state, she will gain 5 energy just because of her own generated shield. Mindscape 6 increases her interruption resistance during her charge attacks and increases their crit damage by 100%. Additionally, when she hits the charge attacks, the target's resistance to all attribute damage is reduced by 20%. I recommend her signature over her Mindscape 1, but they're relatively similar in strength. I really advise to stop after Mindscape 2 though, the upgrades are not that good. Now onto her teams. Qingyi is a great unit to inflict Daze to the enemy and stun them. She enables any DPS, but especially burst DPS that deal most of the damage during stun windows. You can basically fit her into every team since everyone appreciates the extra damage multiplier. Keep in mind that she needs a lot of field time, so short burst DPS characters are preferable. Characters that benefit from Qingyi the most are Zhu Yuan, Soldier 11, Billy and Nekomata. You can also run her with anomaly characters, but you won't be able to activate the core passive as of right now. It's not too much of a big deal, but you should keep that in mind. This will change with the release of Jane though. She is an anomaly character of Qingyi's faction. For the last slot you want a support unit most of the time. You should choose your support based on your main carry as well. For example, if you run Zhu Yan and Qingyi, you preferably want Nicole. If you run Soldier 11 and Qingyi, then Lucy would be a great choice, and so on. All those supports have their favorite DPS characters they want to support, but if you can't run them, it doesn't matter too much as well. Great supports for everyone are Lucy, Nicole and Rina. Sukaku steals a lot of heal time, so she doesn't synergize too much with Qingyi. And that's it for this guide. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to support me you can leave a like and subscribe. Bye!